Hello, everybody. Welcome to Arsenal X Expansion Pass. As always, we throw up the X because we're about to throw down. On today's Expansion Pass, where you guys could also email us at Arsenal X Podcast so we can answer your questions or your thoughts or comments. Anything that you guys want us to talk about, or if you have interest in, we would like to address it. But joining me, as always, is my wise Wisconsinite, Mr. Jesse Douglas. And boss man himself, the Leonardo.
Yeah, that's right. Radio. Not Raphael, like the awful new cartoon.
If you see Corey Dirrig.
Nope, we already talked about it. Nope.
That's what I was about to say. I didn't finish getting the introduction. That's why. If you have not seen our last Expansion Pass, do go check it out. Expansion Pass is our YouTube only content on Nerds Gone Radio, Nerds Gone Rogue Radio on YouTube that you guys can subscribe. And if you like this content and more, share with your friends. We would love for you guys to join us in our conversations, in our discussions, in our various podcasts.
Speaking of old stuff that they are still doing and are ruining it, I saw this really cool Temple of Doom poster when I was out shopping for rare video games. And it was like not like a real poster. It was like a plaster, like almost somebody painted this poster on drywall and put this really cool wood frame around it. It looked really, really cool for like $40. And I was like, man, if that was a Last Crusade poster, I'd be tying that to the roof of my car right now. It was really cool. Like the way it looked and stuff, and like the texture and stuff was really cool. Indiana Jones 5, guys, 2020.
Well, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about Game Pass and Microsoft putting their first-party new releases on it.
How awesome is that?
So, before we get more into it, we're going to start it off with you, Jesse, about this. Because you have Game Pass. What are your thoughts about this?
It's like probably the best move that they could have possibly made as far as, because I mean, ultimately, they had to make a choice, if they wanted to push Games Pass, they had to do something bold that, that would push people to want to own it and want to have it on their Xbox. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice having the big catalog of older games and stuff that maybe I never played or whatever that now I get a chance to play. But for the majority of people, I feel like that wasn't enough to really hook, the majority of their, the people that own an Xbox. And so they basically, doing this, they, ensured that there's a possibility that they could get people to get that, and then if they stick with it because they're getting the new games, then they're basically just set and they've got a steady income from the people versus people like me who might not be able to get a game right away if I don't have the cash for it, so, and then sometimes even though I want a game, I just don't end up getting it because like there's other stuff comes along and then I just forget about it or whatever, so in this, for someone like me who's, on a budget, it's probably the best thing that could have happened as far as the Game Pass goes, so.
Well, do you find it weird that there hasn't been an increase in Game Pass just yet because of this announcement?
Like the price or whatever? Or?
No, subscriptions. They announced this happening, and you would think people would be like, "Yeah, let me jump on Game Pass now, so I could be ready for Sea of Thieves." Yeah, but there just haven't been no report on. With this announcement, has there been like a huge increase?
Well, I think the thing is like the people that I know of that I've talked to or that I've talked to on like Facebook or whatever who have Xboxes, a lot of people have said, like, time and time again, I've heard people say that, you know, like, once Sea of Thieves comes out, that they're going to get it, that they're going to get the Games Pass instead of buying the actual game. So I think the thing is like, a lot of the games either people already own or whatever that are on there. And so once they start putting the new games on there, then people are, you know, I think most of the people are going to start getting it like then, like closer to when it comes out. So
Okay.
I have a feeling we'll see a jump in it, like once Sea of Thieves comes out, and you know, closer to like when some of those newer games start coming out. Because people that don't have it now, you know, like, or didn't buy it before, there's no reason for them to buy it now, because there's not really much different on it. So, you know,
Well,
so
I mean, the differences would be the time limit, depending
Yeah.
on when you get Game Pass and if that game is still going to be on the service. Like for me, I still don't need Game Pass because I still buy my games physically in case of anything happens, and I just really want to play a game that doesn't really require online and stuff. I could just pop my disc in and play it. I don't know how it's going to affect the hard drive space for the digital version of Sea of Thieves, but I don't know if that's going to equal the same amount of space that's going to be on the physical disc also. But Corey, what are your thoughts about it?
I think this is a thing where we talked about this on Arsenal X, you know, what, by the time this posts last week's episode of Arsenal X, where like Microsoft wants to build a platform. They're building Xbox as a service-based thing now, where like it doesn't matter what box you play on. Maybe it was on Power Block. We actually talked about it because we wanted to talk about, you know, if Microsoft would ever move any of their smaller IP off the Xbox platform.
It was Power Block. We talked about it.
Download both those shows, by the way, on your podcast service of choice. But we were talking about how Xbox is becoming less and less and less concerned on what box you play their games on, and it's more of how do we keep people in the Xbox Live ecosystem, right? Where their Play Anywhere thing is taking off well. Moving their games to Game Pass, moving Minecraft skins off the Xbox platform and moving into Switch and PlayStation. You know, Master Chief and Banjo-Kazooie and Gears of War characters are coming to the Switch version of Minecraft, right? And so, like, Ed and I were talking about, like, what if Xbox Live just becomes a platform that moves from console to console or from console to PC to tablets, you know? Like, because technically, if you have a Surface tablet, you can play games on it. It's just a PC, right? It's just a low quality PC, and like,
yes,
they were showing people playing Sea of Thieves on an Xbox One X, a high powered Windows 10 PC and a Windows 10 tablet, and everybody was playing together, you know, and that was something cool to see. And so, you know, and I think Game Pass is just the next step towards, hey, we have a service that we can offer people for $10 a month, and you know, depending on how this first party thing takes off, maybe they'll be like, we offer Game Pass on Switch now, and as long as you sign into your Xbox Live account on Switch, you can play Xbox One Game Pass games on it. Or, you know, I mean, you know, and maybe you know, them investing in the streaming company is a step towards that, because like, okay, maybe the Switch can't run the games, but you can certainly log into an Xbox Live server from somewhere and stream those games, right?
Right.
So, you know, maybe they're taking the PlayStation Now approach to off the Xbox One or Windows 10 device, but, you know, if you log in on a Switch or, you know, your cell phone or something, you can stream those games as well. You have the option to do either on Xbox One, but on another device, you know, you can stream it. So I think adding their first party titles to that service makes that idea more enticing as well. You know,
but I think
it's getting.
I think the one problem though with Game Pass is that as great as Microsoft is putting on their first party, you're still playing older games.
I mean, that's fine.
It's fine, and it's a good budget for people who missed out on those games. But for some people, if they already have that physical or digital version of a game, of a past game, getting Game Pass now just for I just want to say for right now, at least 4 first party new Microsoft games. Yeah, that's 220 or $320 some dollars being saved. My math is wrong. 240, sorry. $240 of money being saved. People still could be like, well, yeah, it's cool that I paid $10 for this, but I already own this copy of the game, or I own this digital version of the game. Mm-hmm. So, yes, it's great for those 4 new games, but if they're not going to be allowing third party to put new release games or do so,
well, I think it's more of a thing of like maybe third parties are shying away from this. Idea, you know, maybe Microsoft wants third-party games, and like I think they're going to explore other things too. Like maybe Halo 6 isn't Halo 6. Maybe it's maybe you purchase the multiplayer for the next Halo game for $30 or $40, and then if you subscribe to Game Pass, it's an episodic style story where like you get the first 3 levels in March, and then you get the next 3 levels in June, and then you get the next 3 levels in August, you know, and like maybe at the end of the year for the holiday rush, they're like, hey, you can buy the whole season of Halo 6 on disc here with the full multiplayer suite for $50 or $60 on disc, and like the Game Pass people who subscribe to Game Pass get to play it first, you know.
That's what I was gonna say. If they were to maybe do something where they have where you could get people who have Games Pass could play games like 2 or 3 days before the release day.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
get it early.
I mean, that would be fine, but seeing as people wouldn't like Halo to be episodic, and I don't know if Microsoft would like to put it that way. It's still, I don't think it's
but it entices people. I mean, that is something they could test. Like maybe they wouldn't test it on Halo because Halo's too big. But like when they're small on IP, like what if they wanted to go back to Quantum Break, for example? If they made Quantum Break 2, right? Maybe that's a way to entice people to get into Game Pass and say, hey, Quantum Break, you can play the first episode. You can play like 2 episodes every 3 months until the whole game comes out. In January or something, then following January, similar to Hitman, right? Because that game was totally episodic. You could buy all of it up front. You could buy the season pass up front, or you could wait till it came out on disc the following year. I think something like that, and maybe even Microsoft has something in place to say, hey, Hitman, you guys are independent now. Would you like to debut your next game on Game Pass? And that's how they would roll it out.
Because it'll be the $10 in a sense.
Yeah, and maybe Microsoft pays them a heck of a lot of money because they would have to make up the difference from not no sales on Sony, but B, like if people subscribe to Game Pass, like
this is the thing with Game Pass is that yes, it's good for adult gamers, but kids who own an Xbox, parents don't want to put their credit card.
That's fine, and that's what the physical copies are for.
With this move, that Microsoft will probably still depend on people still going to retail buying software, still buying the digital version.
Yeah, I just think like this is a good way to offer another option to people, and like I honestly think they're doing this because maybe Sea of Thieves wasn't garnering enough attention that they needed it to. And by adding it to Game Pass day and date, that's going to add what, 40 million possible players to the pool because people will use their free trial to get in the door, and then maybe like, let's say 20% of those people stick around for a month to play Sea of Thieves, and that's another $10, and then maybe like a quarter of those people stick around and subscribe to Game Pass permanently. I think that's the plan.
Because you're still going to need Xbox Live no matter what. Yeah. So Microsoft is still going to get $60 or something out of it.
Plus, like, subscription service companies love subscription services because the subscriptions lapse. People don't like. I don't use Netflix every month, like there's some months where I go without watching Netflix, but I'm still paying for it for that month. And that's free money for them, even when I didn't watch anything. But there's months where I watch like 5 and 6 shows at a time. And that, that's when I get my money's worth. And so I think they're counting on people lapsing subscriptions on Game Pass and then doing microtransactions within the games to, make up the monetization. And I mean, I don't know what kind of microtransactions are going to be in Sea of Thieves. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Microsoft knows what they're doing. I think besides Blizzard, I think Microsoft does it the best. Gears of War and Halo, the rec packs are great ideas. Forza. I know there was some issue with Forza 7, but I know Forza 6 did it really well. And
the Hot Wheels one was a big success for them.
Yeah. My question is like, when expansions start being added to games like Sea of Thieves, are you going to have to pay for the expansion? Yeah. Like, are they going to add the expansion to Game Pass, or are you going to have to pay for that expansion?
You have to pay for that expansion.
Or is it just going to be free like Halo and Gears, which I don't see it being because it's a live game. It's an online game. Like, it's going to be like pretty much their Destiny, right? So,
right. Well, that's why I said that is.
Go ahead.
That's why I said that part is going to get paid. It's going to be paid because they can be like, well, we gave you the base game, so now if you guys want more of this game, you have to pay for it. Yeah. So if what they pay for it ends up being up to $60 throughout its time span, they'll still get that 60, but they'll still get it slowly. Yeah. Where people who are buying physical or digital, because I don't know if Game Pass works the same way as a Play Anywhere.
Play I don't think it does. I think you have to I think you have to buy the game for the Play Anywhere, because Game Pass isn't available on PC. So, which I bet it will be someday, but
well, depending on some of those games are already on PC. I wonder, like some of the indie games. Yeah. Or anything. Go ahead, Jesse.
Oh, I was gonna say the thing is though, I could actually see them doing Sea of Thieves kind of the right way though. I could see them actually including the expansions and them being free, but actually just because like part of that game is like, like you're trying to like get different outfits and different things, for your character, that I could see them like having kind of going the rainbow, the siege route, and having like specific like characters and things that you can unlock, but you pay for them. So it would just be basically it would be like just skins and things like that you buy.
Well, Siege, I think Siege had to really make that decision because of when it first came out and how people reacted to it, because it wasn't what people thought it was going to be or it should have been. So people have problems with it. Now Siege is better. I do agree with that. And I don't, not to say that I disagree with you or anything with that, but I think with Sea of Thieves, I don't think it has that problem that Siege had when it gets released. where people are going to find it problematic. Where I think when you get the base game, there's going to be a lot to do. And then if you want more, because the expansions, I think it's going to be theme expansions, like a special private pirate or something. Like they could get with Disney doing Pirates of the Caribbean. They could get with Ninja Turtles, or they could get with EA, or they could get with different third-party developers, or even indies. Think of doing like something like Flint Hook in Sea of Thieves. You know, they could go to other people and get something to do expansion. And if they want to do it, I think if they want to do it free, that'll be good on them. I will say that will be good on them. But I think they're going to want to make a profit to cover some of the costs of that, because I think the expenses are going to be big.
Yeah, and it might even just be though too that maybe they do a timed release. So once the season is up, then those expansions will be added to the games in Game Pass. Because like right now, like you get the expansion pass with Gears of War, I believe, and with Halo, and you know, like a bunch of the games that are in the Games Pass are complete editions. So they include all the special, the extra content with them. So I could see them maybe it would be something maybe that they add down the line later. You could get it for free, but if you want it right away, you'd have to buy it. That's another option.
I think the free stuff, if it does happen, I think it would be like a gold collection or something, where you buy the game still at $60, but you get all that past content, and it's like a year after the game came out, or like six or 7 months down the line the game came out. Because even though, like I said, even though they are releasing day and day on Game Pass, we don't know how long it's going to be on Game Pass. So you may just get maybe a month or two with it.
Yeah,
I don't think they would just put it on there for only a little while and then get rid of it.
I don't think so either. But to be fair, they didn't say that they are keeping them on there forever. They just said they were going to be on day and date. But I don't see them taking their own games off.
I mean, taking it off as like, okay, here goes Sea of Thieves. Now we're taking it off because we're putting Ori and the Blind Forest, the Will of the Wisp, on there.
I don't see that happening.
And then we're taking it off so we can put Crackdown 3. I'm just saying that they could do something like that, because there is no official time. There's no official timeline.
That would lose the appeal to that thing then very quickly.
Yeah. I don't think anyone would stick around with it then. If that was the case. I mean,
well, you got to think of the release dates for those other games. That's why I say, like, if they're okay, so since Sea of Thieves is coming in March, let's say Will of the Wisp, the Ori and the Blind Forest is coming in July, and they're taking that game off at July. So you pretty much have March, April, May, June. You have 4 months with this game to get it for Game Pass. So that's $40. During that time, you was able to get it. But now they're taking it off, and Ori and the Blind Forest is now on it. So people who didn't have Game Pass and who didn't download it to their system, now you got to go to the stores to buy it, or now you got to buy it digitally. But you had 4 months. So, let's say with Ori, it's 2 months or 3 months because for some unknown reason, Crackdown 3 got pushed to, let's say, October. So now it's coming in October.
Yeah.
So now they took out Ori so they could put out the Crackdown 3.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. You know, I don't think this is a lot of people are saying it's a desperation move because of Sony and how far ahead they are and whatever, and like the Switch is catching up rapidly. 14 or 15 million units in 10 months is nothing to sneeze at, but
right.
I think I think they're just looking to develop Xbox as a platform instead of a box, and
Yeah.
this is a good way to add value to that platform. And, if it gets people to buy boxes and put them in their houses, and, if, a lot of people are, I think what this is doing also, what this, secretly is doing is taking the place of like demos where like, oh yeah, I think this game is cool. I'll shell out $30 or $40 because if you subscribe to Game Pass, you get that whatever games you're playing, you get them at a discount.
Yes. So
like, oh yeah, if I'm playing like Agents of Mayhem and I'm playing it and I'm like, oh yeah, this game's really cool. I'd like to own it. And you instead of $40, you throw them $30, and it's like, oh yeah, this is good enough for $30. I'll pay for this. And so when that game's off the service, you have it. So
you own it. And if it's a Play Anywhere title, then you own it for PC also because you bought it.
Mm-hmm. So, I think Game Pass I thought it was a good idea when it happened. I wanted to see how it panned out, and like, as soon as Sea of Thieves comes out, I'm signing up for it because I think Game Pass is an excellent deal. And as my budget gets smaller and smaller these days, and my Switch library grows, and I'm spending more time. I'm like, Switch is where my library is going because I'm playing all these games as services on the other two platforms. Like I just got Monster Hunter. I'm still dabbling in Destiny. I want to play Sea of Thieves. I think Halo. All of Xbox's games are basically games as services anyway.
Yes.
Rainbow Six Siege, I'm still struggling through because I stuck at it. But, I think that this is a cool idea, and yeah, I wanted to talk about it because, a couple weeks ago we mentioned it on a podcast, and we just kind of like breezed through it because we spent so much time on other subjects, we'll just say.
Yeah.
And that show ended up being like 2 hours, but I think Game Pass is worth talking about, and I think it's changing the way we think about the industry, and Xbox has been doing that, since Phil Spencer took over. What do we think of the Xbox? Like, and even before that, when people weren't ready for it to be your always connected entertainment device as they originally announced it, but like it's still secretly becoming more and more that without all the restrictions that they were going to imply, and I think Game Pass adds to that value. So
yeah, and I think for people who, and don't take this wrong, Jesse, that live kind of in the country, not calling you country bumpkins or nothing like that, but who live in the country, who can't really
stop driving your tractor to work,
who can't really drive far to a city to get games, but they get an Xbox One, or they if they are an Xbox player, like, this is a good deal for them, so they can go back and have a variety of games. So if, let's say, a conversation about the game does come up, they'd be like, hey, yeah, I did play it, I remember that, and now with the new releases, they could be on the same playing field as everybody else. I, for one, like I said, I'm a physical person. I support the developers and publishers by buying the game.
Yeah, I mean, look, I like to go all digital just because it's convenient. But if the game is like something I will play like in the future, like I would really sit down and play, like I'll buy the physical copy. Like Tomb Raider, for example, I own the physical copy because Tomb Raider, those games are amazing and I love those games. Halo are, those campaigns I want on disc just in case. Gears of War, Horizon Zero Dawn on PlayStation. Like, I will own the physical copies of games that I, think are some of the better games that I will see myself playing again. DMC. How many times have I bought DMC? I own it on PS4 and Xbox One and Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Like, how many more times can I own that game?
Right.
Bring it to Switch, please. I'll buy it again.
Corey.
I know. But for me, like, Game Pass is a way for me to, it's a step in that direction where, like, hey, I can play these games, and if I really enjoy them, or really like think they deserve some money, I'll go buy the physical copy, or pay the full price to download it, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody, that is going to be it for Arsenal X Xpansion Pass. My wife's Wisconsinite, Mr. Jesse Douglas, and the Leonardo, the lover of NGR Radio, Mr. Corey Dirrig. We throw up the X one more time. As everybody should know, I have been your host, Eddie V, and we are out. Boom! Yes!